Well, hello, everybody. You know what? I am so excited. I know I say this with everybody, but I'm really excited to introduce you to Shannon. And before I bring her on, I have a little story I want to share with all of you who is watching this. I prepare a little bit for these interviews, and when I was reading Shannon's pre-intake forms and when I was reading her current answers, I started to cry. I actually started to cry as I was preparing for this interview, and I had to go into my bathroom before Shannon, hi, before I started talking to her and redo my makeup because I can't wait for these ladies to hear about your journey, Shannon. So welcome. I just want to.
Thanks.
I'm gonna start crying now. Honestly, you're you are such a your story is so typical of the women in this world. And I think the reason why I'm so emotional about your story is because there's so many women that are struggling with their weight that don't have diabetes. They haven't been diagnosed with diabetes. They have no idea what's going on. And the frustration, I felt your frustration when I first met you. And I get so emotional when women like you get such success. So I want to talk with you. Obviously, I want you to share your story, but I'm probably going to end up crying because you've been such an inspiration, Shannon, with doing all this hard work. And so let's go. Let's just share. Tell.
Okay.
I know. It's like, can I stop talking now for a minute? So just tell the girls kind of who you are and kind of what your story was. Tell them why you were so frustrated.
I was frustrated because no matter what I did, like I could follow any diet, anything. I couldn't lose any weight. And I worked out at the gym. It wasn't for lack of working out because I went to the gym probably 5, 6 times a week. And I was very active at the gym. I went through my doctor. I went through a medical nutritionist. That's what I'll call them. About what to do because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I, in my mid 30s, finally had, first I was put on Depo-Provera for years, way more years than I was supposed to. And that only made it worse for me gaining weight. And I basically had doctors tell me as long as I'm on Depo, I'll never lose weight. And then I went to the nutritionist later who, basically told me I couldn't eat any carbs ever, which is not followable. You can't follow that. It's completely unrealistic. So I was frustrated and gave up. And every year I'd go to the doctor and they'd say, they'd check me for diabetes. And thankfully I never had it, but I couldn't lose weight and couldn't lose weight and couldn't lose weight. So
Yeah,
you
and
get
that's
frustrated.
yes, and that's why I'm so glad that you're sharing this with everybody because I see this all the time, but women don't believe that when they go to their doctors and they don't get diagnosed with prediabetes, which is fine, but they still have insulin resistance, which is a precursor to diabetes. And that's what you had. You had insulin resistance and hormone imbalance. And most physicians, unless you have diabetes, they don't even know what to say or what to do. And PCOS is also a form of a hormone imbalance. And when you have those things, you're never going to lose weight. And you were so frustrated. And I felt that emotion in you when you started, how frustrated you were. And that's why I was so excited when you decided to join us because I knew with your determination, I knew that you were going to get amazing results. And so that frustration for you, Shannon, let's talk a little bit about that frustration that was happening
Well,
for you.
initially I thought I would be, so I actually did have a full hysterectomy, including my ovaries in my mid 30s. And I was really happy because that actually did make me feel a whole lot better. And I was so happy to be off of the Depo-Provera. But from then, the frustration only got worse because I felt like now I should be able to lose weight. That's what I thought. I felt like it should happen. And I just went over and over again, like trying. And I just couldn't. I'm sorry.
I know. Girl, I get it. I understand the emotion. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And
Yeah.
so, and and that's what I'm saying. I felt your frustration 3 months ago. And now my tears I share with you are tears of joy, because let's look at what you've done in 3 months. Let's just look. Let's
Yeah.
bring these happy
You
tears. I mean,
it was just
in
giving up and feeling hopeless. That's how I would explain how it was.
yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this, but when you first signed up with me, I make you guys do a intake form, and your top 3 goals were this: lose weight, obviously that's, increase your energy, and to 3, do a mindset shift because you were so frustrated. And so we're
Yes.
going to talk about those 3 goals, but look at what you've done in 3 months, Shannon. Did you ever think 35.5 pounds you're down? You're down between 4 to 6 sizes, and you're
Yeah.
down 21.5 inches in 3 months, and you were told that would never happen.
Yeah. Well, I kept being told that I needed to do it, but then, you know, I couldn't get in everything they would tell me wouldn't work. So yeah.
Right. And so your top 3 goals, one was to lose weight. That was your top goal. Have you lost weight?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Your next goal was increase your energy. Talk about that. When you started, you said you had to take naps and you were just so fatigued and you were working
I
out a
was
lot.
tired. I was tired all the time. Like at work, I'd be sitting there and I'd literally just be tired all the way through work. And when I came home, I didn't want to do anything. It's just like sit in the chair. I didn't even come home. I was still pretty active doing things, but I'd be tired, like being active doing things. And I just felt very sluggish all the time, like whether I was at work, whether I was doing things, um, just constantly. Like I just felt like I didn't have the energy to function
Mhm.
through the day.
And how do you
And
feel now? Like in 3 months, how do you feel?
I feel I have the energy to do everything. Like I get up and I go to work. I'm not tired. I actually, in thinking about some of, some questions here, I literally was like, oh, I didn't even realize that I'm not tired anymore until just now, because it's just not even a factor on my radar anymore. Like, I'm not tired. I get up, I go to work, I work 10-hour days. So I get all the way through work. And then after that, like, I'm pretty much running to the gym to go do my I do aqua Zumba, regular Zumba, kickboxing, and kind of some strength training. And now I just added yoga classes in.
So amazing, girl. So
So,
amazing. And then your third goal was you wanted a mindset shift because you had a lot of frustration and you had a lot of shame and guilt about your weight, and it wasn't your fault. You didn't have the right tools to understand why. So you were
yeah.
taking it personally, like there's something you were doing wrong, but you weren't doing anything wrong. You just didn't know. So
Yeah.
talk about how that has shifted for you, the frustration, which was one of your top 3 goals. How has that changed for you?
I just felt like food had complete control over me. And now, like, it doesn't. Now I know how to beat food. And sometimes so it happened last month, that it kind of was crawling back up, and it would have been the end for me, like before. And I figured, I'm like, I realized last month, I'm like, okay, I now figured out I have the tools to get control back and to figure it out. And I turned it around. I turned it around pretty fast last month, and I pretty much was able to reset myself and get myself right back on track within a matter of like 2 or 3 days. And before, that would have been just the start of a complete downslide, because just food had total control over me. And that's just not a factor anymore. Like if it's happening, it's only happened once in the time. But I feel like, if it's happening, I realized, like, it dawned on me, I barely even had to think about it. I'm like, okay, I know how to fix this, and I'm gonna fix it. So
Right, and that's the cycle, right? It's like most women are super good at dieting. And like they'll lose the weight. They'll lose the weight. But then how do you keep it off? And how do you make it sustainable? And
mm-hmm.
that's the goal. It's like if you don't learn the skill set, which is what we're learning and what you're doing so well at. And yeah, we're going to make mistakes and that's all a part of the process. But if you don't learn how to do this for the rest of your life, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
keep going with the cycle of gaining and losing and gaining losing. And you're learning this. You will not be in that cycle again.
Yeah.
You're learning, you're going to keep growing, you're going to make sure your weight keeps coming off, and it's going to stay off. I know it will, because you are grasping onto everything that you're learning, and obviously your results show it. Girl, amazing.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
Has it been?
I'm not sorry. Not at all. So,
Yeah. Was it? I mean, has it been hard?
so I think the hardest part was like, I'll call it getting your ducks in a row. Like the figuring out like, okay, so I know I have to do this. I know what, what we're being taught in the academy. So it's just going through and actually like doing it. It's not even hard. It's just, you know, shifting. Like you have to shift. That's it. Is like make the shift. You've been doing the same thing over and over, for years. You just have to make your shift. And then once you make your shift, it's not hard. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Right. Because look at your hard before. Look at 3.5 months ago.
Yeah.
Was that hard? With being
Yes.
35.5 pounds heavier, 22 inches more, bigger, and up 6 sizes, and the fatigue. I mean, wasn't that hard?
That was horribly hard, and I couldn't do anything. So like at the yoga class I just started going to, I literally, that I'm like, I can't do floor stuff. I can't, it's impossible. I can't do it. And he was like, well, I'll give you modifications and whatever. And I realized as I was going through the class that being the 35 pounds lighter, like I could do a whole lot more stuff on the floor than I could do before. So I did a couple of his modifications, but mostly, I was able to pretty much do the whole thing. So I'm just like literally going back, and, after class, he came and talked to me and he's like, I'm not sure what you were worried about, because he's like, you did great in class. And I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to do that before. Like, I just
Right.
didn't realize that 35 pounds ago, like it changed that much for me.
Right. And you know what? Some of the ladies watching this, you know what they're thinking, right? They're saying, well, I could never lose 35 pounds in 3 months. That just, I can't do that. Tell the girls who have
I
that
couldn't lose
mentality.
I couldn't lose 10 pounds in 5 years. So I really didn't think, you know, so I will say total, I've actually lost 46 pounds. It's just 35.5 has been with the academy. I did manage to lose 10 pounds before this, and that was it. I couldn't lose any more. And that was over a very extremely long period of time. So no, I would have never believed, that yes, I can lose 35.5 pounds in 3 months. No, never. I would never have believed that. Never.
And losing weight, especially in your situation, because, again, even though this is a diabetes and weight loss clinic or academy, so if women are overweight and having a hard time losing weight, there's something internally unbalanced in the body, and everybody needs to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Every woman needs to learn it. And so your story is so important, Shannon, because there's gonna be so many women that listen to you and they're gonna be like, that's me, that's me. So what would you say to them? How would you encourage them to say, you know, girls, I understand you, I hear you, this is what we need to do? What would you tell
So
them?
for me, I will say that, so I'll just say I met Terry at a cycle class for a full year before, and it was just going to a cycle class with a friend of mine. That wasn't even for me really to go to cycle. I was going with a friend of mine. I had no idea she did this academy. My friend never once said that she did this academy. And I was at my lowest point. Like literally I was like, this is the end. I'm done. Like I give up. I've tried. Nothing works. And I saw somebody else's video for this academy here, and she didn't have diabetes either, and she couldn't lose weight either. And I started watching more of them, and I started to realize that, so for a whole year there's a person that specializes in this problem that I have, that nobody else can help me with, not even medical nutritionists or doctors or anything. But here's a lady that has been on my Facebook for like a year, who knows how to do this. So then I double checked. I messengered her to Terry to make sure that that she could help me. And yes, she said she could. And so I didn't even care how much it cost or anything. Like it was either this or nothing. It was either this or continue to be miserable for the rest of my life. And I thought, I have nothing else to lose. There's nothing left. So it's either do this and see how, if I can recover, and I didn't even say this earlier, I had horrible knee pain going on. And I didn't even thinking about things for this. It never even occurred to me until I was thinking about it, things for this, that I realized I don't even have that knee pain anymore. So you have nothing to lose except for knee pain, body pain, weight, feeling like I feel lighter, I feel cleaner, I feel happier, I feel gratitude in life. I never felt any of that before. I just felt depressed and sad and hopeless and ashamed. So yeah, you have nothing to lose.
This is why the Academy is here. It's these stories that, we talk in the Academy about the hard why, what you guys, this is my hard why, is being able to see somebody like you who's beautiful and have so much going for her, but is so miserable, being able to change that to becoming a new person.
Yeah.
And to learn how to do that the right way and long term.
Yes.
There's no price you can put on that. That's so
Yeah.
valuable. And that, I'm so proud of you, Shannon. I'm so
Thanks.
proud of you. And I'm so happy for you, because I love seeing you smile and seeing your joy. And 3 months ago, that was not there.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah. And I've I've met so many new people along the way, like the people in the Academy, will become, just, so I can't even be on a lot of the calls because of my gym schedule. And by the way, I just want to say, Terry does not make you go to the gym all the time. So I don't want to mislead people into that. As a matter of fact, she's like, initially Terry said, knock it off, quit going to the gym so much. And I pretty much was like, I'm still going to the gym and you're just going to have to work around it, kind of thing. So don't think that you're going to go to the gym and spend all your time at the gym, because you're not. I just happen to love Zumba and love what I'm doing. But even not being on a lot of the calls that a lot of people are on, you will still meet the people in the Academy, and you will still become friends with the people in the Academy, and the support and everything is still there, no matter how many calls you can or can't make or be on. So I met so many people in the Academy along the way. I still love all of them and their support, but along the way too, just in your journey, you don't even realize, even though I was going to the gym, you don't even realize that, like, I'm now extremely good friends with my Zumba instructor, so along the way, you just have other things that come up that you don't even realize are benefits you'll meet along the way. So
exactly. I mean, as you start growing in other areas of your life, your third goal was your mindset shift. And that, as moving forward now inside the Academy, that is what we focus on a lot, because we want to make sure that these results that you're getting and continue to get will be forever. And with that, we have to have growth and life coaching. And so I just know the future for you is going to be bright and strong, and I can't wait to see future growth in you. Congratulations. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story with these women, because I know that it's going to resonate with so many, and you make me so proud, Shannon.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Thanks.